A courthouse can end a love story faster than a breakup text. It happened in Savannah, Georgia, during a warm February rain. Wet brick sidewalks, magnolias dripping in the dark, and a certified envelope that looked ordinary until my handheld told me it wasn't. My name's Frank Hale. I work while the city sleeps. No rumors, just records, receipts, barcodes, signatures, timestamps. I don't guess, I verify. That night, I was finishing a late route near Forsyth Park, the kind of neighborhood where people leave porch lights on for safety and because it makes them feel like someone's watching. My scanner beeped, normal. Then it beeped again, wrong. A little warning flag popped up, the kind you only see when something is off in the system. Forwarding active. Hold for confirmation. That line doesn't show up often. Not on clean mail. Not on certified. Certified is the kind of thing people send when they want to prove you were told. Not, I tried. Not, I called. Proof. I looked at the window on the envelope. Addressee, Kendra Ellis. Address, 118 Whitman Row. But the forwarding tag attached to the label said her mail was being redirected to a P.O. box across town. Same name, same zip, different life. I stared at it for a second too long, because forwarding is supposed to help you, not hide you. I pulled up the forwarding record on my handheld. Date activated, method, route code. Activated 3 days ago, by request, online. And then I saw the detail that made my shift go quiet inside my head. The confirmation email wasn't sent to Kendra's address on file. It was sent to a different one. That's not a mistake. That's a takeover. I slid the envelope back into my satchel, marked it for confirmation, and finished the block. I told myself it was just paperwork doing what paperwork does. But paperwork doesn't just record a story. Sometimes it creates one. And in this case, it was trying to create a breakup. The next morning, 7:18 a.m., I was on the sorting floor when my route phone rang. Unknown number. I answered the way I always answer. Frank? A woman's voice, controlled, trying not to sound desperate. Are you the carrier for Whitman Row? She asked. I cover it, I said. My name is Kendra Ellis, she said. I need to ask you something, and I need you to be honest. People always say that right before the world tilts. Okay, I said. Did you deliver certified mail to my house last night? She asked. I didn't answer fast. I don't guess. I verify. I checked my log. The certified piece was still on hold, forwarding conflict. No, I said. It was flagged. It didn't go through. Kendra's breath shook once. Thank God, she whispered. Then, quieter, they told him it did. Who told him? I asked. She hesitated, not because she didn't know, because saying it made it real. My fiancé's mother, she said, and my fiancé's ex. That combination sounded like a storm with two different winds. Kendra swallowed. I'm supposed to get married next week, she said. And last night, he got an email screenshot and a voicemail. And Frank, he thinks I've been hiding debt. He thinks I got served and didn't tell him. Served. That word is a knife in a calm room. Served for what? I asked. Kendra's voice went thin. A civil suit, she said. Something about an old credit account I don't recognize. It says I'm being sued for $17,000 and change. 17,000 is the kind of number that makes people rewrite your character in their head. I kept my tone flat. Where did the notice come from? I asked. His mom says it was delivered, Kendra said. Certified. To our house. She said she saw it. She said she signed for it. I stopped moving. Because if she signed for it at Kendra's address, it should be in my log. Unless it wasn't meant to be in my log. Kendra's voice tightened. Frank, he's not answering my calls now. He left this morning for shift. And he said, if you lied to me, we're done. I could hear her trying not to cry, because crying makes some people sound guilty, and she knew it. Kendra, I said, what's the name of his mother? Diane Mercer, she said. And the ex is Paige Mercer. Same last name. I let that sit for a beat. This isn't just family drama, I said. This is procedure. Kendra exhaled, like she'd been waiting for someone to say it. What do I do? She asked. I don't give legal advice. I give steps. You build a file, I said. You don't argue, you document. Kendra met me later that day in a coffee shop across from the courthouse. Neutral place, bright windows, not romantic, not dramatic. She was 29, soft voice, steady eyes. The kind of person who looks like she apologizes too fast, even when she's right. She slid her phone across the table. On the screen was a forwarded email chain, screenshots, cropped images, subject lines clipped off. That's how lies travel now, not in full documents, in pieces. The screenshot showed a case number and a hearing date. It also showed an address, 118 Whitman Row, and below it, proof of service, certified mail, signed. Do you recognize this? I asked. Kendra shook her head. I didn't, she said, but Diane told Jonah she signed it because she didn't want it lost. I took out my handheld printout. My delivery log showed no completed certified delivery to that address. Not last night, not this week. And the forwarding conflict showed the certified piece was never delivered because it didn't match the current delivery instruction. Which meant one thing. Either, 1, someone forged a proof without the mail ever moving through the real chain, or 2, someone moved the mail through a different chain on purpose. Kendra stared at the printout like it was oxygen. Could they do that? She asked. People can do anything, I said. Records decide whether it counts. Kendra's hands trembled once, then steadied. Diane hates me, she said quietly. She thinks I'm beneath them. I didn't react. What did she do? I asked. Kendra's jaw clenched. She made speeches, she said, at dinner, at holidays, in front of Jonah's friends. Then she mimicked it perfectly. Sweet voice, cruel content. Some people just attach themselves to stability, like barnacles. Public humiliation isn't always shouting. Sometimes it's a smile and a room that doesn't defend you. Kendra looked down. I kept quiet, she said, because Jonah would get tense. He'd say, that's just my mom. That's the introduction, the failure narrative, the slow erosion. Then she lifted her eyes. And Paige, she said, Paige keeps showing up like she's still inside the relationship. She'll say, Jonah never liked surprises, like I'm the surprise. Kendra's phone buzzed. A text from Jonah. Just 4 words. We need to talk. No heart, no question mark, no softness. Procedure. That evening, Kendra did what people don't do until it's too late. She pulled her own credit reports. Not because she trusted them, because she needed a baseline. No $17,000 account, no lawsuit record, no collections matching that story. Then she did the harder thing. She called the county clerk's office and asked, calmly, for the case number in the screenshot. The clerk searched. Nothing. No case filed under that number, no hearing date. The clerk said the sentence that matters most in these stories: "That's not our format." Paperwork has a dialect. If it's wrong, it tells on itself. Kendra's shoulders dropped. "It's fake," she whispered. "Not yet," I said. "Not until it's proved fake." "So we proved it," said. We printed her credit report snapshots with dates and timestamps. Clerk confirmation email stating the case number doesn't exist. My delivery log showing no certified delivery completed. The forwarding conflict record showing the certified piece was held, not delivered. Screenshots of the cropped proof she was sent. And then I asked one question. "Kendra," I said, "who set up forwarding on your address?" Kendra frowned. "I didn't," she said. "I never touched that stuff." We requested the forwarding request details through the proper internal channel. Not the content, just the metadata. And the metadata came back with a name, not Kendra's. Paige Mercer. And the email used? A burner address. But the IP? Logged to a device location that matched a neighborhood where Paige lived. That's the hidden truth. It wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a plan. To redirect a certified notice, to fabricate a served narrative, to poison trust, to cancel a wedding without being the one who said, "Don't marry her." 2 days later, we went to the one place that matters when people play with records: the county recorder's office. Because here's what I've learned. When someone wants to ruin your life, they don't start with feelings. They start with forms. At the counter, Kendra requested her address history and any recorded notices tied to her name. The clerk, older woman, glasses, patient eyes, pulled up the public index. Nothing on file. Then the clerk looked at Kendra and said softly, "Do you want to file a statement of record dispute? Just to create a timestamp that this claim is false?" Kendra swallowed. "Yes," she said. That's how you fight paper. With paper. A stamped record that says, "This lie was challenged on this date." The clerk stamped it. Thick sound. Final sound. And Kendra didn't smile. She just breathed like she was back inside her own body. That night, Jonah showed up at Kendra's apartment. Not angry. Worse. Ashamed. He stood in the doorway like a man trying to decide what kind of future he deserved. "I was wrong," he said. Kendra didn't rush him. She didn't perform forgiveness. She just held out the folder. Because in my world, the truth doesn't beg, it presents. Jonah read the documents slowly. The clerk email, the credit report, the delivery log, the forwarding metadata. His hands shook when he saw Paige's name. "She did this," he whispered. Kendra nodded. "And your mom helped," she said. Calm voice, no scream. Jonah's throat worked. "She said she was protecting me," he said. Kendra's eyes stayed steady. "Protection that requires lying is control," she said. That's when Jonah finally looked like a paramedic again. someone trained to see the real emergency. "My whole life," he said quietly, "my mom decided what was good for me." Kendra didn't answer with emotion. She answered with a boundary. "If we're getting married," she said, "your mother is not a vote." Silence. Then Jonah said the line that turned the story. "She won't be." The official place climax isn't always a courtroom. Sometimes it's a family living room where the file gets opened. Jonah asked Diane Mercer to meet them at a public place. Daytime, calm, witnesses, no theatrics. Diane arrived dressed like she was coming to church. Paige came too, uninvited, standing behind Diane like a shadow with a smile. Kendra didn't speak first. Jonah did. He laid the folder on the table. He pointed to the forwarding metadata. "Explain this," he said. Diane blinked like she was offended by the question. Paige's face tightened for half a second too long. Diane tried to do what controlling people always do when they're caught. She reframed. "Kendra is unstable," she said, voice soft, like she was reporting weather. "She's desperate. She's trying to trap you." Jonah didn't rise to it. He slid the clerk email forward. "The case number doesn't exist," he said. He slid the delivery log forward. "It doesn't exist. The certified mail was never delivered," he said. Then he said the sentence that ends a lot of marriages before they start. "You lied to me using paperwork." Diane's mouth opened. Paige stepped in too fast. "I was trying to help," Paige said. "You were making a mistake." Jonah looked at Paige like he was seeing her clearly for the first time. Then he looked at his mother, and he said something simple. No speech, no yelling, just procedure. "You're not invited," he said. Diane's face changed. Hurt, then rage. Then that cold calm people wear when they lose control and want you to feel guilty for it. "You're choosing her over family," she said. Jonah didn't flinch. "I'm choosing truth," he said. "Family is supposed to live there." A week later, Kendra and Jonah got married. Not the way they planned. No big guest list, no Diane, no Paige. Just City Hall, clean forms, real signatures, and a clerk who smiled, because this time the record matched reality. Kendra wore the same dress. The bouquet was smaller. The love was stronger because it had survived proof. And then Kendra did the most important thing she did in this whole story. She kept the boundary. She didn't send angry messages. She didn't post online. She didn't try to humiliate them back. She just made a decision and documented it. No contact, no access. No more chances to write lies in her name. Because revenge is loud. Boundaries are quiet. And quiet holds longer. I went back to my route the next night. Same streets, same rain, same scanner beeps. But I was thinking about what I always think at the end of these stories. Love isn't just a feeling. Sometimes it's a record you protect. And if someone tries to sabotage your life with paperwork, the answer isn't a fight, it's a file. Because the truth doesn't need a voice. It needs a timestamp. Because the truth... Would you marry someone who had to choose between you and their family's control? Or would you walk away before the paperwork ever touched your name? Tell me in the comments. And if you want more stories where love survives because the record finally tells the truth, subscribe.